Hello, friends. This is Dr. Ezugbo coming to you. Today, we will be talking about believing, principally to highlight the fact that believing is the job of the Spirit. So let's begin. We all know that man is a living soul. It has a fleshly part of it, which does the physical activity, the brain activities, and all the other activities that we do. And then there's a spiritual part of it, which is that part of man, which was made in God's image. And the job of that particular spirit part of it is to believe. When you talk about knowing has different phases. The first phase is like the brain work, where you may know something superficially, or you may be aware of something, but you don't really have a depth knowledge of it, or you may be seeing something, but you really don't have a good understanding of what it is that you're seeing. It is more of just like gathering information so you can get to know something. But even after you gather the information, before you can actually make a sense of that knowledge or how you can apply it, you have to go into the second phase, which is the inner phase that deals with belief of what that knowledge you've got. And this is the job of actually, when we say the heart, like when the Bible says, why do you reason in your heart? It's talking about the inner part of you, not the brain part now. And it is when you do that belief, which is the unseen part of the action, that you make a decision, to, move further. So believing will then push you to take action. It is that believing that will help you to create a faith. And then from that faith, you can trust something. And actually, when you trust something, then you can get more revelation or what we may even call more knowledge, but actually a deeper spiritual information, which is revelation at that stage. So what is belief? Well, belief is actually a verb. It's an action word. So in the spirit is the spirit action. It is the work or the job or the activities of the spirit. The fleshly skin, really, brain doesn't really do that believing. It's the spirit part. And when you believe in something, you are actually agreeing with it. You are yielding to it. You are signing into it and accepting it as being real, that it exists. For example, if someone were to, force you, let's say they put a gun or a knife to your head and say that you have to believe something, believe anything, which deep inside you, you don't really believe to be true. You know really well that you do not believe it. So nobody can actually force you to believe something when deep inside you don't believe it. However, when deep in your spirit, if you believe in something, like if you believe that God is your creator, it means that you have accepted God as your creator. Therefore, to believe really is to accept freely and wholeheartedly. That is done deep in the spirit. So many of us, as we begin to teach about, God and Jesus, we tell people to know God, know Jesus. But actually, we should be focusing on telling people about believing, because it is the spirit part of the job that is important. That it is from their believing, then they will be able to make faith. Okay, when they believe, they make faith, and then deeper to get into trust. Because once you have faith, then you can get into trusting. And from there, you can actually enter into God's rest, which is where all of us want to be, Now, why is it important to understand belief? Well, I will take you to the Bible, and I'll take you to even when it first started, like in Exodus 4:1, when God was giving Moses the assignment to help release the Israelites. And during that dialogue, I'll read to you what happened. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say, the Lord had not appeared unto thee. You see, Moses' focus was that they will not believe him. He's talking to God, which is a spirit, so he talked to him in sense of believing. The Israelites, they know Moses, but the concern is they will not believe him, which is the spiritual part. Similarly, if you go to Numbers 20:12, when Moses and Aaron were supposed to take the Israelites into the promised land, I'll read what he said. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believed me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. You see, Moses and Aaron, they know God, but God said that they did not believe him. They didn't really trust him with what he was planning to do. So when dealing with God in spirit, is actually believing. That is the key, not just knowing. So we should be emphasizing believing than just plain knowing. And one of the most important Hebrew verses, which is Hebrew 11:6, says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him, which is God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Again, when dealing with God, which is the spirit part, you have to believe. Not just that you know God. No, you have to go deeper in belief, which is this job of the spirit. And Jesus actually summed it up for us. When somebody was asking him in John 6:29, what kind of work are we supposed to do? And Jesus said, this is the work of God, that you believe in him whom he sent. Again, it is that we believe. Not that we know Jesus or that we know God. No, we have to believe. That is the main important thing. And that job is the job of the Spirit. All right. Now, when Jesus was also teaching the disciples just before he died, John 14:1, he knew that the Jews, they believe in God, but he's trying to let them understand that he is the way, the truth, and life, and they have to, it is through him that they can get back to God. And so he said to them, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. He's not saying know me, he's saying believe also in me. So the Spirit has to believe in God and also believe in Jesus. Now, again, to get back to God, you have to believe in Jesus. It doesn't matter if somebody is calling God Allah or calling God any other name, but if they believe in Jesus, they will get back to God. Again, this is Dr. Ezugwu. Thank you.